Hello, and this is the Warp Forge with a hobby update, hopefully quite quick. I'll try and be quite quick. This is Mr.Freeze from the Arkham City game, from the Knights Models range from Batman Miniatures game. It is the Arkham City variant of him. As we see here, I've had a game which I won, and I really do enjoy the simplicity of the mechanics, because with the simplicity of it, it actually fleshes out the game as a whole. But that should be for another video, for another time. You just want to know about the paint job right now. So basically, the face and the tubes were painted the same. It was just basically electric blue base coat with an imperial blue wash from Visualo's game colour. Then it was a light dry brush from electric blue from Visualo's game colour. And then it was highlighted with electric blue and dead white, all mixed up as a mixture, and just highlighted around the place. The goggles were basically Negro Black base coat and from Visualo's paint range, and the Citadel layer paint range of Evil Sun Scarlet for the red areas, and it was dead white from Visualo's paint range for the highlights on the goggles. The main armour and all the black bits were just basically Negro Black from Visualo's paint range. The metal work, as I say, anything that was painted in metal, was basically cold grey from Visualo's paint colour with highlights of plata or platter silver from Visualo's paint range. The kneecaps, the blue in the kneecaps here, were just basic base coat or highlight, whatever you call it, from electric blue from obviously Visualo, I've stated before. The wiring and tubing, as we see all the way here and on his legs, were base coat from electric blue, and then it was highlighted with electric blue and dead white as a mixture. The globe here was just basically a base coat of cold grey, and then a dry brush of dead white. It also got highlighted with gold, which is glorious gold from Visualo's paint range, as we see here, the very shiny substance. I painted it gold because it was a detail to be painted, and I wanted it to have a little reference to the animated series from the Heart of Ice storyline, which was the globe was basically had a gold base. The highlights on the rims tops here, as we'll see. Sorry. The highlights here, you can see basically were just gunmetal. Highlights again here on the tubing was basic dead white. The tubing here was how I did the tubing on the front, with a little bit of a highlight from dead white on the tops of them. The fabric in the crotch area again, it was just cold grey base coat with another sort of base coat of cold grey mixed with Negro Black, and then I highlighted with a mixture of cold grey and dead white. The freeze gun, and I like how the effect, because at first I just dry brushed it with grey, but I wasn't happy with the effect. It's quite hard to try and steady stuff, on this mini, because the gun here, if it'll focus, are we getting focus? Sorry about this. Well, as you see here, the gun was basically gunmetal base coat, wash with Badab Black from Citadel's washes, and then I dry brushed it with cold grey from Visualo's paint range, obviously. The blue parts were just basically electric blue with highlights of dead white or skull white. Both have the same effect, basically. Again, gunmetal with highlights of plate silver for the armour on the arm. I'm sorry I couldn't really get it to focus for some reason. Ah, hello. There we go, basically. Sorry about that. As I see, blue was just basic base coat of electric blue with highlights of skull white or dead white. And the metal arm, the glove was just negro black base coat, and the arm was just gunmetal with plater or platter silver highlights. Now, will we be focusing on Victor again? I hate this camera because it does the autofocus and you cannot manually focus. Hey, right. The lighting here was just the basic sun yellow from Vigello's paint range with highlights of skull white or dead white. I'd like to take a moment out to talk about the base and how I did that. I really like how I've done the effects of the snow on the base. How I painted the base comes from Fantascape, which produce resin bases. Some are lipped, some aren't. You can choose. And basically, I base coated with many base coats of dead white, as the paint's quite thin. I then washed it down by watering down electric blue, and then I did heavy dry brushing with dead white again to make it seem like an icy glacier. The snow effect I found from a friend who I saw do the snow effect at my local gaming store. Basically, it was the use of the snow from Battlefield's Army Painter range, and I used the lid to put a lot of PVA glue on. Sorry. And then I just dumped a load of snow into the PVA glue, mixed it up with this sculpting tool. I used this end to mix it with. And I mixed it until it was nice and clumpy. And then I got rid of all the excess snow on the sculpting tool, and then started picking the snow out and placing it in areas where I wanted it to be placed, and then left it to dry, and it all hardened up. And I'm really pleased with the snow effect. As you see, if this will zoom in, will this zoom in? Yes, it will. So, as you see, I'm quite happy with the snow effect. How I painted the lip was just a basic base coat of electric blue. And that is how... And the yellow dot here was a base coat or highlight, whatever you call it, of sun yellow from Vigello's game colour paint range. All in all, I'm happy with how I painted the model. Yes, those blood, sweat and tears because he kept falling apart because he's quite fiddly and fragile. But all in all, I'm happy with the outcome of him. I really like it. I love the model because I love the character of Mr.Freeze, hence why I bought him. So I'm happy with him. Let me know what you think of him in the comments section. This is the Warp Forge. If you liked what you see, please subscribe and give it a like. This is the Warp Forge signing out, and remember, keep on forging.